Hello everyone. Today I am going to talk about the sugarcane red rot disease, which is a very severe disease for sugarcane in India. The causal organism of this disease is Glomerula tugumenensis, a fungi that was previously known as Colletotrichum falcatum. Perfect stage of this fungi is Phycelospora tugumenensis, and now we come to the symptoms of this disease. The disease is affected uh, in the sugarcane, and the affected canes exhibit leaf color change from green to orange and then to yellow in the third or fourth leaf. Then the leaves start drying from bottom to top. If the fungal spores enter the leaf sheath through the leaf midrib, then reddish spots can be seen on the back side of the leaf midrib also. Then the next symptoms are that the external symptoms, which appear only after 16 to 21 days after the infection has occurred, and drying of entire cane takes another 10 days time. When the affected cane is split open, the inner region is reddish in color with intermittent white tingers across the cane length. I am showing the photos, please wait. Okay, so here you can see that the canes are having the red spots with the midrib red rot in this third picture and the laminar red rot in the second picture. Let me go back to the previous slide. Yes. Now the next symptom is that sometimes the pith inside the cane is filled with blackish brown liquid and exhibit alcoholic odor. That is one more symptom. Then we talk about the pathogen of the red rot, which is the fungi. Red rot disease is caused by the fungi Glomerula tugumenensis, which I already talked about the name. But the older name is Colletotrichum falcatum, which is still prepared by many pathologists. Pathogen is present on leaf sheaths and blades, solitary or aggregated, often forming short lines between vascular bundles of the leaves. Globose emerged dark brown to black, 65 to 250 micrometer in diameter. The wall is up to 8 cells thick. Sclerosia on outside, pseudoparenchymatous within, and osteoles slightly palpulate and circular in shape. So, favorable conditions of the growing for this fungi is monoculturing of sugarcane, means culturing only farming sugarcane only in a same piece of land year after year. Then successive ratoon cropping and maximum waterlogged conditions and injuries caused by different insects makes the sugarcane prone to attack by this fungi. In this slide we can see the disease causing fungi and its morphology. The pinkish photo is the microscopical view of that the fungi, and here we are seeing the hyphae, periphyseal hyphae, paraphyseal hyphae, middle wall layer, outer wall layer in the respective image. And in the next slide we are talking about the disease cycle of this particular fungi. The fungi shed bone and also persist in the soil on the diseased clumps and stubbles as chlamydospores and dormant mycelium. The primary infection is mainly from infected sets of sugarcane. Secondary spread in the field is through irrigation water and cultivation tools. The rain splash, air currents and dew drops can also help in spreading the conidia of the fungi to healthy plants from the diseased plants in the same field. The fungi also survives on collateral hosts like Sorghum vulgare, Sorghum halepoenace and Saccharum spontaneum, which is the wild relative of the sugarcane. If the conidia settle on the leaves, they may germinate and invade the leaves through various types of wounds. Stem infection may take place through insect bore root primordia. The soil borne fungus may also enter the healthy seeds through cut ends and cause early infection to the shoots. Though the perfect stage of the fungi has been observed in nature, the role of ascospores in the disease cycle is not understood yet. And in the following pictures, which have been collected from the internet, you can see the tiller red rot, laminar red rot, midrib red rot and stem red rot respectively. Then the management strategies. There are three types of management strategies like cultural method, physical method and chemical method. Cultural method is best way to control the sugarcane red rot is selecting the seeds for budding which are healthy and from disease free area. The red rot affected field must be rotated with rice for one season and other crops for 2 seasons. Growing of recommended resistance and moderately resistant varieties like CO 86032, CO 86249, COSI 95071 and COG 93076 and COC 22 and COSI 6, COG 5. Then the physical methods of management. Removal of the affected clumps at an early stage and soil drenching with carbendazim 50 WP, which is 1 gram in 1 liter of water. The cut ends and entire sets should be dipped in a fungicide solution such as 1% Bordeaux mixture. Well, the WP in previous line means that wet percentage. If the disease is noticed in the field, the leaves and canes should be collected and destroyed by burning. Then we come to the chemical methods of management, which should be applied in the last stage of the management strategies according to the methods of IPM. So, adopt set treatment with carbendazim before planting, carbendazim 50 WP that is 0.5 gram in 1 liter of water, or carbendazim 25 DS which is 1 gram in 1 liter of water, along with 2.5 kg of urea in 250 liter of water. Then we can use fungus toxic chemical like bavistine, benomyl, topsin and aretan at 0.1% for 18 minutes at 52 degrees centigrade for dripping sets, which gave almost complete elimination of rot infection. So, this is the management strategies, and thanks for watching. Please subscribe the channel for more such informative videos, and please don't forget to mention if I have talked anything wrong or I did any mistake, so that I can correct it in the next time. And all the data have been collected from Google and different websites, and as well as the pictures. Thank you.